Hey guys, I just wanted to make a very quick reminder today because the situation happened and I feel like I found my voice back. And yesterday in one of my classes, my teacher told all of us, she said, if you could tell your 16-year-old self something in 3 words, what would those 3 words be? And so the first 3 words that came up to my mind was, you are worthy. But then after that, I was brainstorming some more, and these next 3 words came to my mind, and it was advocate for yourself. And that's the truth. Like, if there was anything that I could have told my 16-year-old self, I would have told myself to advocate for myself. And advocating for yourself doesn't mean being a loudmouth, doesn't mean always thinking that you're right, doesn't mean always putting in your opinion or your 2 cents where it doesn't belong. But advocating for yourself means speaking up for yourself and speaking up for your needs and your wants and your accommodations. And so for a huge portion of my life, I thought that advocating for myself was talking back. I thought that advocating for myself was running my mouth. I thought that advocating for myself was just like a nuisance, a disturbance. But I realize now more than ever before that this is a huge part of not even just who you are, but adulthood in general. Like, if you do not advocate for yourself, people will give you what they think you need, people will give you what they think you want, or people won't give you anything at all unless you speak up for yourself. There had been so many scenarios in my life where I needed something, I wanted something, but I was so afraid to speak up, whether it was because of other people's opinions, how I would be looked, that my opinion would be differentiated from the rest of the groups. And I remember I have a family member who, whenever I used to speak up for myself or muster up the courage to do so or say an answer, even if I got it wrong or even if I made a mistake or even if it was a misunderstanding, this family member would always tell me, just shut up. Just shut up. Stop talking. You're always saying things that don't make sense. Just shut up. And she would always shut me down in this way. She would always make sure to tell me, you shouldn't have spoke. You spoke and it was stupid. Everybody thinks you're dumb. Just stop speaking. And it was her way of bringing me down to a level to where you shouldn't even be talking. You shouldn't even be speaking. You know, when you finally muster up the courage to ask a question in class and the teacher kind of just answers back to you as if you're stupid, but when we grow up, we're told that no question is a stupid question. But then when you finally have the courage to ask a question, and it seems like a pretty obvious question, but you're just looking for clarification, a teacher or somebody will make you feel stupid for it. That's exactly what that was. And so I always rather just not ask a question at all and suffer in silence than speak up and look stupid in front of people. And a lot of this not advocating for ourselves comes from a place of low self-esteem. That's all I can say, because somebody who's confident in themselves is confident in their needs, in their wants, in their accommodations, in what they need for themselves. And so they don't speak from a place of low self-esteem. They speak from a place of need. They speak from a place of advocacy. That's basically what it is. And so I was just thinking to myself the other day, this same family member, I was confronting them about a habit that they had, which was interrupting me. So this person in particular, now this might not be for everybody's life, but this person in particular has made it their mission in my life to make sure that they always let me know that I'm below ground. Like, I'm never going to be in a high place. And every time, and I truly believe that this person knows my potential more than I do and knows that I can't see my full potential. So this person is trying to shoot it down before it can ever reach the complete capacity of what God has created me to be. But we'll get into that a little later. But I was confronting this person about something that they kept doing, which was interrupting me when I was speaking. And this person, and understand that people who try to gaslight you will say things like, it's not that serious, you're doing too much, you're too serious, you're always being extra. No, you are not. Continue to advocate for yourself and continue to speak for yourself. Nobody likes you. This is why everybody's annoyed with you. If you care about what people think, then sentences like nobody, everybody, anyone, those things will bother you. But when you learn to live your life for God and for yourself, literally nothing and nobody else outside of his will and his plan for your life matters. And so she used to say this to me when we were younger, and it used to hurt me, but she said it to me and she said, this is why everybody thinks you're rude. And I said, who is everybody? And she named 2 people, one of which didn't even think I was rude. And so I said, You have been saying everybody, but you can't even name the names of these people. Why? Because you're using this as a way to keep me to stay silent. Because as human beings, we're naturally afraid of not fitting in. We're naturally afraid of the herd turning their back against us. We're naturally afraid of that because we weren't created to be alone. But she has been using this phrase of like, nobody likes you, or stop doing this, nobody will like you. And you guys have to understand, when people say things like this is how they talk to themselves. This is not her talking to me or being mad at me. This is complete and utter projection. She's projecting and projecting and projecting. This is how she feels about herself. And so when we're advocating for ourselves and we have enemies and we have mountains and we have Goliaths like that who come up and try to silence our voice, you have to understand that it has nothing to do with you and everything to do with the power inside of you that they see. And that's why for university, I'm moving 4 hours away from my hometown, because God knows and I know, no matter how uncomfortable it is to move away from everything I've ever known, me and God both know that if I stay in this city, I will never reach my fullest potential. And I truly believe that God is going to do something new in me and transform me in that new city. And I'm going to come back like someone they've never seen before. So that's what it takes. Sometimes it takes making the leaps of faith, such as moving to a new city or moving out or changing friend groups or changing schools or changing workplaces. Sometimes it takes those huge leaps of faith in order to step into the fullness of who you are. But I'm telling you, you will forever live below your means. You will forever get what you don't deserve when you do not speak up for yourself. Speak up for yourself. Advocate for your needs. Let people know what you want, because you, just as much as anybody else, deserves to speak, deserves to be in that room, deserves to have that title, deserves that power, right? And as long as you're being a good, kind-hearted person with a good character, then there should be no reason why somebody should be trying to dim that light, other than jealousy and other than them seeing you as too powerful. And remember, people only hate boundaries when it stops them from getting the most convenient version of you. The minute they stop getting everything that they were able to get away with your old self, and your new self comes in, that's when the problem happens, because they're no longer benefiting from this new version of yourself. And again, that has everything to do with them and nothing to do with you.